Hello, hello, lovers. Welcome back. Happy Monday. And today I have a friend, and yeah, he was willing to come and have a conversation. We met around 2 years and a half ago,
Yeah,
and
that's about right.
in a certain circumstances. But at the end of the day, we become, friends that help friends. That means that if we have like a sexual urgency, we're willing to help each other in that matter.
Oh
And we
yeah,
don't have to be boyfriend or girlfriend, or we don't have to really have
yeah,
like emotional connection, because we understand as individuals that, we're not here to control each other. We're just here to share our time with other people. With people who wants to have a good time with you, or maybe a conversation. But at the end of the day, sexuality is for us to be understanding, not to be avoid. And I think for our encounters, it's obviously someone that I trust. I mean, obviously, I'm not doing like content like before, but I want to have this conversation because at the end of the day, we have to communicate. We have to open our hearts and minds and treat this topic like what it is. It's a normal thing, when you wake up in the morning and probably you're thinking two things: food or sex, especially men. Because what happens in your body the night before, you are accumulating your fluids and stuff, and obviously the next day, your your friend has this hard rock bone, and it has to be taken care of, right?
oh yeah.
But I don't see masturbation as a bad thing, or it's illegal, or it's unhealthy, or no, it's necessary for you, right? So is it different when I help you out than you? What's the difference between me doing it and you doing it
Oh yeah.
yourself?
I mean, me doing it myself, I'm not gonna be able to get all the necessary chambers empty or the gun empty.
So
The
you would
chambers
say,
in the gun or
right. So you
bullets
would
in the
say it's more
chamber.
intense, of
Yeah.
course, because as we talked before, I mean, obviously, another person would probably do things that you are not really
Oh yeah.
familiar with, right?
For
And
sure.
and you were telling me about the girlfriend that you have, and she was more freak than you.
Oh yeah.
However, you consider yourself like vanilla, plain. But
Yeah.
we all have different ways to express our sexuality at the end of the day. At the end of the day, we are connected, and then the physical act, it happens. So, but instead of just saying, like, oh no, that's a bad thing, it was an awkward thing, I will say it's a thing that we need to understand. Like for example, I remember, I was using for first time for you the whipped cream, and then
Yeah.
vibrators and toys, so
Yeah.
make it a little better, right? But when it comes to sexuality, not everybody's willing to learn different things just because they have things in their minds, because it's like from the moral point of view, like we kind of we avoided the topic, like we don't want to talk about it because it's nasty, it's dirty, whatever. But that's what society has put it on their minds, and the difference between our generation, this X, Y, whatever comment,
Yeah.
they have more access. You have more access to information than us. We kind of were like digging in,
Yeah.
like
Yeah. Back
it
in the
was
days. Yes.
it was a bad thing, But at the end, we we're here to, again, I'd rather to have a friend, so I can be myself. I don't have to pretend, and share our time, share like our sexuality, and do something beautiful at the end of the day, because what people don't understand is that, once that you're getting orgasm and you feel content, you feel like your cortisol levels go down, your brain is producing dopamine and serotonin and all this stuff. It's a good thing to understand what's happening. So instead of just saying, oh no, you cannot masturbate. Well, who you have to ask permission to enjoy your body? To who?
Just yourself,
Exactly.
in a way. Just
Yeah.
it's part of the process of, taking care of yourself to make
Mm-hmm.
sure all your mechanisms are working. And
Mm-hmm.
the old saying goes, if you don't use it, you lose it.
Exactly.
So you kind of,
So sexuality wasn't
whether
for
it's
not
male
to
or
use,
female.
but for to know how to use.
Yeah.
At the end of the day.
And it's through learning.
Exactly. Yeah, because um, my mentality has been changed for the last couple of years. I came from addictive to have sexual encounters to like have zero, nothing. However, I still want to create content with people that I trust, and you trust me, because that has involved to that like you're clean, as we talked before, and you are taking all precautions, and you're not just you're enjoying it in the healthy way, if you wish. At the end of the day, we don't want drama, right? That's the last thing that we want.
Yeah.
Depends on, at the end of the day, is you have the freedom to choose. You call me today and said, "Hey, are you available?" And we're friends, so I don't mind to take care of your urgencies, because I know you, and we have created a friendship, but not necessarily has to be a friendship of control, or oh, you cannot be with anyone. No, that's your problem. I mean, once that you're out of this door, you do whatever the heck you want. That's my point of view.
Yeah, but when I leave out of here, it's like a lot of dopamine has been released, and
That's the intention.
and it's like walking on clouds in a way. So that's
that
the
kind of
feeling that you get in a way versus
because I mean,
doing it yourself.
We are stressed out. We always thinking about life, thinking about how to pay rent the next month, how to like stress of work, life in general. Honestly, the holidays for me are the most stressful times, because people is just thinking about consumption and all this stuff, when the reality is that we are celebrating things that we don't even know their origins.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, when you have this feeling, basically physically, you feel like, okay, more focus. Now you're relaxed. Yeah, now you're. So I see more benefits than comes, right? Why not just say, okay, we we can contribute in the sexual way without seeing like immoral, because at the end of the day, again, I don't need to ask permission to anyone to go to my kitchen and grab me a sandwich. It's the same thing. But our mentalities that are always been like prejudging, like, oh, there people judging me for what I do, but they don't know why I do this. But at the end of the day, I don't care. I mean, I don't care.
You do it for passion and
Exactly. Exactly. It's more
passion and
educational purposes.
Enthusiasm and
I'm always being very enthusiastic when it comes to sexuality and stuff. And that's the reason why I started, like my first relationship, thank God. I mean, it was a beautiful connection, and we were so compatible, sexual connected, that we were together for 10 years. He's still my friend, and we have different paths at the end of the day, but I never say no because this is immoral. I always said, you know what, let me check first if I'm comfortable, if I like it, because you said that you probably are not like in the animal way, and that means in the savage way. Like,
well,
you just told me that, like you're not into like going down, right?
Well, no, yeah, I've done it. Yeah, I mean, just one of those examples,
Uh-huh.
like certain
But
things, like you can, if it's not the same as you see it in the movies versus in real life. So,
mm,
that's the sensuality
so
that's
that's
really,
that's the expectation that somebody has when we're watching porn, that they think there is going to be as a movie.
yep,
Because
no,
I
real
get
life,
that,
yeah,
like,
but it's not the same as,
no, it will never be the same, because
yeah,
your ideology right now, right there, is just to focus on certain moment, okay? But when it comes to like real life, like this, like you and I, we don't have to read script. We don't have to. We know what we want, and we
yeah,
just go with the flow, right?
oh
And we
yeah,
just like, yeah, we share the energy, and uh, yeah, see you next week.
oh yeah.
But
Sometimes less than a week.
it doesn't matter.
So
But
yeah,
I don't do this. I mean, I do this because I care about you, and you care about me, and
yeah, yeah,
this is an exchange, not a transaction. This is an exchange of our times. Because we like
yes,
to hang out, and we have, we have fun at the end of the day. And I love to help. You know, be. I love to help you with whatever you need, because at the end of the day, for me, I don't know. There's gifters and people, they're takers. I'm a gifter. I mean, like, I really feel satisfied, even though I'm not getting the same treatment from you. But that's not the case. I
yeah,
mean, you're here because I want to take care of you at the end of the day.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, simple as that.
Mm.
Just we have to be open, and yeah, realizing this sexuality is a topic that we can talk over and over. We can discuss, even like experiences that we have. But at the end of the day, it's something that you're always gonna learn. Like you're always gonna learn, like in food world, always gonna learn like a new recipe, right? So
Yeah,
love is the same. It's a new recipe every day. Yeah.
awesome.
So yeah, we are probably saying that at the end of the day, it's your decision. You're an adult. You can consent. You can ask, and you can create. You
Yeah,
can do. At the end of the day, everything, it's about communication. Everything started from a text message.
yeah,
Ended up in a good way,
yeah,
to
yeah,
say the least.
yeah. It was a pleasure.
Exactly. But yeah, thank you so much for sharing this time with me.
Absolutely.
And we're going to talk probably furthermore about more topics. But yeah, it's just care yourself, love yourself, and be free to make your own decisions at the end of the day. Because the problem with our society right now is like, people think that can force others to do things, and that's absolutely, I mean, for me, it's horrendous, like forcing or like obligating somebody, regardless of topic, regardless of
Yeah,
the field it is. But yeah, so, all right, so I'm going to leave you with the mink of the week. Thank you so much for being with me. I
sure. My
appreciate it.
pleasure.
And thank you. We'll see you next Monday.